Hi everyone, my name is John, and in this video, I'll be talking about my new experience, which is my trip to the Museum of the Cherokee People. Alright, so why did I decide on this specific activity? Well, it all comes down to two main reasons. The first being that I've never been to a museum before in my life. I've always wanted to go to one, but never had, enough motivation to, actually take initiative to do so. And the second reason is that I've always wanted to learn more about the Native Americans, their history, their culture, and everything related. So by choosing to go to the Museum of the Cherokee, I would actually be able to knock out, these two birds with one stone. All right, so here's some, quick trip details. So for this experience, I did not go alone. I was able to convince a good friend of mine to join me for the trip. The trip itself is actually a 3-hour drive one way, to and from. Uh, it's not a typically busy drive, but it is long and boring. Uh, the third thing is that the museum itself is actually pretty small and short. Me and my friend, we probably went through the whole thing in about 30 minutes. And then lastly, there's quite a bit of things to do around the museum. They have gift shops, they have bike shops, they got picnic tables. There's like a nice river perpendicular to it, so there's quite a bit of things to do, and we did do those stuff as well. All right, so my goal for this project was to answer these three questions. So number one, did I learn anything, and if so, did it play any role in my overall experience? I did learn quite a bit of stuff. However, I would say like the overall role in my experience is actually kind of small, unfortunately, because everything that I learn, I can pretty much just go online and find videos or read articles on it. I was hoping to get more interactive learning experience, like watching TV shows, I mean, watching shows, demonstrations, or doing uh, physical things like, you know, pottery making, arrowhead making, but they didn't have any of those there. It was just your typical, go through a building and see things, right? So learning, I did learn, yes, but it didn't attribute too much. Number two, emotion. Was I able to experience any emotions or motivations, and did this play a role? And the answer to that is yes. By far, the emotional aspect of this trip was probably the biggest contributor to how I felt. Now, one of the reasons why I do want to learn about the Native Americans is that they have a lot of similarities with my own people, the Hmong. So, for example, we both believe in shamanism as our religion. Um, we're both hunter gatherers, farmers, and number three, we have had our share of hardships. Especially migration, where we're trying to escape war, or where we forced relocation. So with that said, I empathize quite a lot with the Native Americans, and that played quite a big role in my overall experience. Right. And then number three, remembering. How likely you know, would I remember things from this experience? And the short answer is yeah, I'm able to remember quite a bit, just because I relate quite a bit to the Cherokee, and a lot of their stuff, their history, their cultures. It is ingrained in my mind and my heart. So here are some pictures that I took from the my trip. The top right is the entrance to the building. The top left is one of the many paintings and sculptures that you'll see. This one is from the Trail of Tears. The bottom left is a sculpture representing one of the seven tribes, which is the Deer tribe. Person probably doing some sort of ritual. And the bottom right is a face mask of the Wolf tribe of the Cherokee. All right, so with this, let me go ahead and summarize real quick. So my experience overall was overall positive. I mean, it wasn't anything special. There weren't any shows or any demonstration. However, I did learn quite a bit, and I was able to empathize a lot with the Cherokee, which uh, added a lot to the overall positivity of the experience. Uh, so, did the experience affect me? It did. I think the best thing or the most important thing for me being affected by this was that it was a reminder of me and my own people, our struggle, and how, especially myself, how I got to where I am today. And then lastly, the biggest question is, was it worth it, right? Would I go again? And I'd say it's a 50-50. So if you're driving 3 hours plus from Georgia all the way to North Carolina just to go to the museum, I'd say no. The trip is long, the museum itself is quite short, and it doesn't have anything of a wow factor in there, worth driving so far for. However, if you're already in the area, for example, if you're visiting the Cherokee Casino, then I would say, yeah, it's worth the short drive over just to visit the museum. Who knows? You might be able to learn or experience something new, right? And that's always a good thing. So yeah, that's it. Thanks everyone for listening. I hope you all have a good summer vacation and take care. Bye.